Hey, happy Wednesday, guys. Today's lesson is one that we worked on quite a bit in February. You're going to be solving one-step equations with multiplication and division. So when you're working with division, you might need to do two steps instead of one, though, okay? I'm going to provide you with a couple of examples, and if you need to go back to watch the video while you're working on this skill, please do, okay? Now, there are no negative in these problems, no negative numbers in these problems, so I think you'll be able to complete them pretty quickly. If there are bigger numbers, just use a calculator for them, okay? So the first example we'll look at is a pretty simple multiplication problem. So we're going to do 3 times z equals 15, okay? And remember, when you're using multiplication, to undo multiplication, use division, right? So we're going to make our t-chart here, and our goal is to get z by itself, right? So right now we have 3 times z. So what can we do to undo multiplication? We can divide. And what can we divide 3 by to equal 1? Well, we can divide it just by itself, okay? You'll do that anytime you see a number there in front of a variable, okay? And remember, that number in front of a variable is also called a coefficient. Now when I divide one side by 3, I got to do the same thing to the other side. So if we do this, 3 divided by 3 is 1. Therefore, we're left with just 1z, which we can just write as the letter z, equals, and then 15 divided by 3 is 5, okay? Now, if we plug this back into our equation, 3 times 5 equals 15, so this checks out, okay? So it's a pretty simple one. You'll see a lot of these kind of early on. You're also going to see a lot of division ones early on. They don't really get super hard. Some of them just have some bigger numbers, okay? Still haven't figured out the eraser option, so I'm going to be just erasing manually here, okay? I don't think you guys will have trouble with these a lot. I think it's pretty simple, so I hope we're just kind of easing you back in. And the hopes are that, you know, you start off your freshman year with some algebra experience, because you're going to be doing quite a bit of it as you start next year as a freshman. So here's a division example for you. So we're going to do x divided by 12 equals 3, okay? So what we're saying is some number divided by 12 equals 3. And you may know what that number is, and for a lot of these you'll be able to do that. But if they're bigger numbers, okay, you want to make sure that you're able to understand how to do the process, okay? So we'll make our t-chart here, all right? And when you see a problem like this, okay, remember there's a 1 right here. And this kind of reads 1/12 x. So to figure out what number times 1/12 equals x, well, it's the bottom number. So you're basically just multiplying both sides by the bottom number. So you're going to do times 12 here, okay? And whatever you do to one side, you're going to do the other, so times 12. Now these 12s are going to cancel out, and you're left with just the x, okay? So you're going to bring that down. Because again, one more time, 1/12 times 12 equals 1, okay? And therefore you're left with just 1x. A division problem, you undo it by multiplying, okay? When it's the other way around, you do a multiplication problem, remember you undo it by dividing, all right? Now if you do the right side here, you get 3 times 12, that equals 36, okay? If I plug this back in, if x is now 36, 36 divided by 12 is in fact 3, so therefore this problem does check out, okay? Now, again, your assignment for today is not going to be much harder than that. You just may have some bigger numbers, in which case you can use a calculator, okay? Like if you don't know what 3 times 12 is, use a calculator for that. I don't have a problem with that at all, okay? Your assignment for today is going to be a little bit different again, because you're going to need to go to the search tab at the bottom, and you're going to need to type in this information here. So let me pull this up for you. Okay. And you're going to need to type in JUA in the bottom. There's no number with this one. It's just what it's called because it's a new skill. And you should see one that says solve. Let's see here. Solve one-step multiplication and division equations. So I'd like you to go to a score of at least 80. I think many of you can easily go to 90. And if you want to go to 100 for an extra challenge, if you're up for it, that'd be great. Okay. Now, lastly, to verify that you watch this video, again, you'll need to answer a question like you did on Monday. I actually haven't been watching that much TV during this whole thing. I've been finding other ways to keep myself busy. But I'm curious if you would just drop us a line and let us know what has been your favorite TV show to watch throughout this time. Okay, so go ahead and put that in the comment section back in Google Classroom as part of your assignment, and have a great day. Thanks.